Hi everyone and welcome to Drive, your source for automotive reviews, analysis, maintenance, and restorations. Please subscribe to our channel, watch the entire video, and of course click on notifications to be the first to learn about new videos. I'm Chris Capredoni and this how-to video walks you through a heater core flush. Is your cabin heater blower working, but all you get is cool or lukewarm air coming through? In this scenario, it can be a damaged heater core, which is expensive to replace due to its location deep inside the dashboard. Before spending hundreds or even thousands, consider flushing out your heater core to see if dirt, deposits, or even blockages are preventing its efficient operation. The vehicle I will be performing the flush on has lukewarm air coming out of the dash vents. Let's clean it out and see what happens. On a cold morning, the cabin climate control system was adjusted to start blowing hot air in the cabin to get the temperature up to a comfortable level. Usually it takes seconds to begin blowing warm and then hot air. After several minutes, it was still cool and at best lukewarm. The temperature was taken and it was well below its normal heating temperature. The blower was working, so the determination was that the heater core was not operating efficiently or at all. The heater core is located in the blower assembly, which is located behind the dashboard. Typically, a bad heater core will cause a sweet or coolant-like smell in the cabin. In this case, it did not emit any odor. To replace the heater core, in most cases, requires the removal of part or all of the dashboard, a very labor-intensive job. Before that repair is performed, a simple heater core flush should be performed from the engine side of the firewall to see if that simple procedure restores its operation. Go to the engine bay and look near the center of the firewall for two black hoses. These two black hoses, the inlet and the outlet to the heater core, are usually located beside air conditioning aluminum pipes entering the cabin. Do not disturb any air conditioning plumbing. That system is under pressure and any coolant leak you cause will need to be repaired and the system recharged. Identify which black hose is the heater core inlet tube and which one is the output. Usually, if you will follow the tubing, one will be coming from the engine block. This is the inlet as it is directing hot coolant from the engine to the heater core. Coolant flows in via the inlet port and out via the outlet port. In order to flush the system, we want to initially have the water current go in the opposite direction to disturb any dirt or blockage out of the core. This means connecting the water supply to the outlet port. Use a picking tool to lift up the locking clips to allow the hose connectors to be removed. Some vehicles may have pressure clips or O-clamps that need to be loosened to allow the hoses to be disconnected from the firewall. After the outlet port hose connector is removed, attach a rubber or plastic hose with the appropriate diameter to the outlet port. Typically, the outer diameter of the port is 1/2, 5/8, or 3/4 of an inch. I found an old dishwasher drain hose that had a rubber fitting that fit very snug on my 5/8 of an inch diameter port. If you do not have one, purchase a garden hose adapter so you can connect your garden hose to the end of the hose attached to the heater core outlet port. Next, disconnect the inlet connector and attach the appropriate diameter tubing. I have set it up so that you can observe old coolant and dirt exiting the heater core. The next step is to open the hose valve for the garden hose and begin the first low pressure flush. First flush, to recap, we are directing clean water into the outlet port to counter the normal flow of coolant to encourage the water flow to disturb dirt and any blockages to break free and exit the inlet port and drain into a pail for proper environmental disposal. You will notice that all coolant gently is forced out of the heater core, which contains small flakes of deposits and fine dirt. Second flush, the tubing needs to be reversed. The water supply tube needs to be moved to the inlet port and the collection tube moved to the outlet port. This reversal will allow the water flow to move in the opposite direction to further disturb dirt and blockages and hopefully force them out of the heater core. Again, low pressure is required as the heater core fins are delicate and excessive water pressure will damage them. For the third and final flush, we again reverse the flow of water. We repeat flush number 1, which has the clean water flow entering the outlet port and exiting the inlet port. This gives any remaining stubborn dirt or deposits a final chance to exit the heater core. In reality, 2 flushes are adequate, but I always strive to go up and above what is adequate. After all 3 flushes, we can leave 100% water in the heater core to eventually dilute the coolant in the rest of the system, or a trick is to attach a funnel to the tube connected to the inlet port and pour fresh coolant into the heater core to displace the water. The mixture I prepared is a 50-50 solution as required by the manufacturer. Pouring the fresh coolant mixture in will force the existing water in the heater core out. This final process will minimize any dilution the water will cause if left in the heater core. After you have refilled the heater core with the correctly diluted fresh coolant, it is time to remove all tubes and reconnect the inlet and outlet connectors to close the system. Ensure all connectors are properly secured and inspect them for leaks after you start the vehicle and test the system. The system was flushed 3 times and you can see that the first flush evacuated all the coolant and fine deposits that were in the heater core. It is a bit difficult to see, but the coolant is dirty and full of deposits. Ensure that all coolant, whether new or old, is kept away from children and pets. Children will be attracted to it visually because it looks like a fun, colorful drink. Pets will be attracted to its sweet odor and taste. Coolant is highly poisonous. Treat coolant with extreme caution and care. Start the engine and put the heater on to maximum. If it produces heat again, you have successfully cleaned out the heater core to allow it to efficiently operate again. In this case, it dramatically increased this vehicle's heater performance. Thanks for watching this short tutorial on vehicle heater core flushing. I hope you have found this informative and it facilitates you performing the work yourself. Please ensure all coolant is properly stored and disposed of to protect children, pets, and the environment. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and select the notification option. Drive, your source for automotive reviews, analysis, maintenance, and restorations.